Welcome back to our channel, Odeki. Now, we will review the next chapter of Berserk, the Guardians of Desire arc. This is the second part of the D0 chapter where Guts fights demonic Zondark. Do you think Vargas and Puck will be safe? Let us find out. We continue with Guts facing off against demonic Zondark. Puck is hiding in a cool drawing of a skull. Vargas is mildly concerned by the tendrils flying about his place. Gatsu is of course licking his chops and sweating as he faces off against another beastie guy. He holds the sword behind him, foot sliding into position, his cloak fluttering behind as he makes his pose. There are no openings. Puck and Vargas watch on. Guts readies. The battle axe scrapes along the tiles of the floor. Zondark lunges. "I'll chop you into mincemeat." Guts is stoic. The battle axe flies around Guts. He clocks on the unusual attack pattern. Whoa. Guts adjusts his sword angle and parries the blow. It still carries force, and he skids back all the way into the walls. Zondark is ready and attacks again. Guts dodges barely as the pillar he was resting on gets obliterated. Zondark's signature wild blows destroy jars, tables. Yet, the entire room is being destroyed in a flurry of whip-like attacks as Guts parries more blows. Puck watches as the wooden joists holding up the ceiling explode. The lumber falls over them. Wah. The joists collapse on the floor, but Puck is uninjured. They look around, confused. They're shocked to see Vargas has protected them from the collapsing wood. Oh. Vargas wheezes out. "Hey old fella, are you okay?" Hey, more or less. But you're the one I'm worried about, little one." Vargas's paternal instincts finally kicking in we see. Thanks," says Puck, overwhelmed with appreciation. Vargas snatches Puck out the way from an axe blow, destroying the tiles where Puck was instantly. Eek. Well, what a horrible monster. God save us. Ow. Puck is squeezed in Vargas's very strong grip. He's swinging that battle axe around like a whip. It's too fast for the human eye to see. "At this rate, we'll all be chopped to bits," Vargas says, which is true. Zondark is now a walking blender. Puck is sweatily surprised, but the thing is, it's too fast to see. But Guts is blocking every single blow. We see Guts blocking every single blow. He's throwing around a bench's weight of iron by the bench leg and doing so lightning fast. And all without depth perception too. Guts rotates his leg, holds the raw heap of iron with one hand, sees an oncoming ricochet attack, dodges the attack, whirls around and dives around Zondark. He strikes off his other arm. "Very disarming." "Kya," Zondark says as the cleave also took out his left lung and ribs. Guts turns for another attack. Zondark watches, stunned, still trying to attack. And Guts continues with a blow that slices off half of Zondark's skull. Guts is still on guard. Gag Zondark deflates out. But the battle axe is still incoming, and Guts blocks it, pushing him back. But this time he's already warmed up. "Phew," he says, having worked up a little sweat. Bruh. Puck is in complete awe. He's incredible. I always knew he was tough, but it seemed like he was just swinging his sword around wildly. But now I realize that he's a master swordsman. Zondark is still standing there, bloated but ominous. His jaw dropped, tongue out, letting the saliva drool out. Something besides brain is in his head. Half his head's chopped off and he's still? Guts watches on. Something groans out of Zondark. Well done. It's coming out. Guts, Puck, and Vargas are all shocked as it oozes out of Zondark's skull. Black Swordsman. The slug completes their sentence. The Count's slug barely squeezes out of Zondark's skull and eye. It's a disgusting sight to behold. They all stand off in the room that took 7 years to come together, that got absolutely decimated. Not bad, Black Swordsman. For a mortal, that is. Guts sweats in non-response. It's the Count? Vargas is reliving a lot of unresolved trauma. The slug Count clocks Vargas in the corner of the room. Long time no see, Vargas, the slug Count mocks. Vargas trembles and does not reply. The Count then turns to see the behelit on the ground. It's having a little sleep. Vargas sleeps over and grabs it. So it is you. Just you wait. After I take care of him, I'll be delighted to continue where we left off 7 years ago, the Count threatens. He will continue to eat Vargas. The slug Count then returns his attention to Gatsu, sitting there with his massive sword. Truly impressive. You've honed your strength and skill to the utmost. Surely no one can defeat you. The slug Count says, twirling the tendrils and battle axe. No human, that is. Guts radiates contempt. The fact that you're mortal. The slug Count readies Zondark's body. Is your downfall. The slug Count strikes from above. Also, theme of sacrificing humanity for achievement? Guts blocks the blow. More of the wooden joists are destroyed. Suddenly, the ceiling collapses. Gah! Vargas clutches Puck and Puck clutches the behelit. The roof collapses on Zondark and the slug Count, but luckily, not Guts. As more of the roof collapses, Vargas calls to Guts. Hey! Over here. He has a secret floor escape panel. Hurry! He says as more of the ceiling crashes in. The fallen candelabra lights the old dry wood, and everything burns. The town watches as an inferno engulfs the buildings. Firefighters don't exist, so it's probably very concerning. Under a nearby bridge, a tunnel leads to the canal. It twangs. And Guts boots it open. Yetch. That's your idea of an escape route? Guts asks, clearly never having been anywhere much worse. Stinky, Puck says. I wonder if he's dead? Guts thinks. What was that? The Count? Vargas nervously asks. His security deposit is absolutely gone, no doubt. Nah, it's not the Count. It was more like his demon, Guts informs. It was feeding off that guy up there, in total control of his mind and body. All that remained was his desire to kill. Which isn't reassuring. This is where we part. But before I go. Guts stretches a hand out to Vargas. There's something I want from you. The behelit. Vargas is caught off guard. Come on, think of it as down payment for killing the Count. That thing's no use to you anyway. Vargas pauses, looking down at the object of 7 years' worth of obsessive research, which also stands as the one thing he had left since he lost everything back then, and he's lost everything again now. Gatsu snatches it from Vargas with a big ol' cheeky grin. Hey! Puck voices Vargas. Later, Gatsu walks off. Hey! Guts. Puck is rather upset on Vargas's behalf. Vargas looks very downtrodden because he is. There's a classist message somewhere here, as the rich literally ate the poor. Guts keeps walking. Puck gathers their thoughts real quick. Old fella. Take care of yourself. Okay? The carrying elf hopes. I will. And you take care of yourself too, little one. Vargas looks on kindly. You're a good person, you know that? At first I thought you were kinda creepy, but... Vargas is surprised. Oh. I'm sorry. Vargas, being very patient and understanding of the intention, says that's okay, accepting the apology. Now go. Okay. Bye. Not wanting to leave things on a bad note. Oh, one more thing. I think that people need to keep living, you see. I don't really know much about life, but living for the future is more important than trying to avenge the past, I guess. This is one of the major themes of Berserk BTW. Haha. What am I saying? I guess I'm just mixed up. No, you're right. Vargas reassures with a hearty smile. Now on a better note, Puck laughs. Ha ha ha. See ya. They chirp, and Puck flutters away in a trail of sparkles. Such a dear elf. Vargas looks on in a small moment of resolution, taking it in. Well, I can't just stand around here forever. A sluggy tentacle emerges from the bridge tunnel. It feels around and hones in on Vargas. Suddenly the whole very detailed and multi-textured tendril emerges from the water. It wraps around Vargas. To achieve this effect, they actually had the tendril already wrapped around Vargas, pulled it off into the water, and then played it in reverse. What? It can't be. Vargas protests. He sees the shadowy figure and glowing eyes of the slug count and Zondark emerge from the tunnel. We cut back to Gatsu and Puck. Listen, Guts. That's so rude. Just taking the behelit and walking off like that. At least you could've seen him off somewhere safe. Am I right? Bat-eared Gatsu ignores Puck. Well, what's the big idea? He saved you, you know. He showed you a secret passage into the castle too. He even gave you the behelit. I could have done those things myself. Well, except for this, which is much appreciated. So much so that I would have taken it by force if necessary. Gatsu casually tosses up and down the behelit. Scoundrel. Puck thinks. But, both of you want to destroy the Count, right? You're allies, after all. Guts listens. Then keels over laughing. Ha. Ha ha ha. Allies? Me and him? You're kidding me, right? Even when he begged me I turned him down. That maggoty creep. Edgelord Gatsu has entered the chat. How could you? Puck cries. Humph, I can't be bothered by some good-for-nothing bastard acting like we're friends. He'll end up dragging me down with him. Puck flutters there in place, distraught at the apparent lack of consideration Gatsu shows for others. Gatsu smirks around at Puck. That goes for you too, bug. He snarks. Gatsu walks off. Puck is emotionally compromised, literally shaking. Guts notices something up ahead and dives into cover. What is it? Puck asks. Shh. Some blokes are having a bit of a natter. Another execution? They must be in Birmingham, UK. Haha. Is it true? Yes, but there was just one yesterday. I know, but they say it's a friend of that fellow who causes all that commotion at the execution grounds. I hear it's supposed to be a warning to him. Guts and Puck mentally recoil. Guts. Puck calls to Guts. Guts is really friggin' peeved. He walks off from a literal call to action. Guts? We cut to an abandoned farmstead outside the town. The crossbow is being reloaded. Guts has sat down, arranging all his items on his cloak. Puck gingerly asks Guts. He doesn't reply as he slaps a clip of bolts to his crossbow. He loads more bolts into the clip. Hey, Guts. Guts ignores Puck. Guts. Grr. Kya. Guts pops open his cannon arm. Bless those bearings. They're able to withstand the huge sword he throws around. Guts flicks his hand back up and ignores the heck out of Puck. Okay, I can take a hint. Puck takes a hint. Guts fiddles with his hand bearings a little bit. Alright then. I won't ask you again. Puck flies away. They're crying. Guts sits in silence, keeping an ear out to make sure Puck is gone. Then finally takes off the arm with a thud. Guts looks at his residual limb. He feels the stump end and contemplates. He thinks of Vargas's own amputations. and his own missing eye. Vargas's words echo. He sliced them up, chopped them off, and then ate them. He feels. Before my eyes. He took my wife. And my sons. He feels the brand. I was nothing but a prisoner of fear. Please avenge me. Smash. Guts punches a hole in the stone wall. What do you think of this chapter? Do you think Guts will get around to killing the slug count? Comment down your opinion below. Special thanks to all of our subscribers and you, the viewer. We really appreciate your help. If you would like to support our channel, please subscribe to our Patreon, Odeki. We will put a link in the description below. Our next video will be about Guts doing something, hopefully. Lastly, we would like to recommend purchasing the official release. By buying, you can contribute to the author's estate and help us in our endeavors to review. Please subscribe and see you next time.